Yeah, the stream just crashed, so I'm not sure why. I'm at the new house. So we see how we go with everything. The internet is definitely worse than before, so we see if it crashes or whatever. I'm also not completely sure where I left everything. Nomos became aware, self-aware I think last time, so let's follow up on that. What have you been doing, Nomos? What about the research notes on the tech blight that we obtained? Okay.
Lord Captain?
Abola, do the words epitaph, incident, or tech blight mean anything to you? They are connected to Theodora somehow.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that. Lord Captain.
Okay, let's talk to the others. What's this? Ruthlessness is the kindness of the wise. Definitely. Anything here? Nope. Alright, let's talk to my officers. No. Can you recall anything about epitaph, incident, and tech blight? Nope. Okay, so there was something around the incident that he's heard before from someone that died. Apparently at some point in the past the entire ship was hit by a massive system failure. Okay. Tolman, not long ago I took part in a celebration in Jay's honor. Okay. Let's talk to the helmsman. Do the words mean anything to you? So I think that's it.
Greetings.
Although we still have other people to talk to, really. Guess they are not officers. Cool. Well, let's talk to Nomos again. The people who accompanied Theodora on her travels are strangely unaware of the incident and epitaph. Incident and so on was a ship-wide system failure of some kind. It and epitaph had something to do with the ship flying better. Okay.
You are spoiling me with the Oh.
Okay.
The only sire.
Actually, I should be talking to Heinrichs.
To what do I owe this visit?
Or not. Anything around Solomon?
Rogue trader.
Nope. I can't see anything here. That's better. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, so for this we just have to wait. Fair trade. The prefect will wait the rogue trader at the Administratum Palace on Dargonus. Okay. Where the heck are we? Oh, we are at the right place. So I think this is for the quest related
Know
to
your
Lex Imperialis,
duty.
so Solomon is basically the person to take here. All right. Okay, I've discovered a material on Thessara known as Thespertium. Important psi focus. I had it destroyed in the interest of the Imperial's security. Actually, let's go with this. A heretic had seized power on Thessara. I had him executed. Then we go with the material. I will be frank with you. The conclusion that they were drawn regarding the Thessara inspection were far from satisfactory. The mass execution of mutants or the rebels' plot disguised as a celebration are not nearly as dangerous as the coup that resulted from your intervention. Okay. How did you obtain such detailed information on what happened? She cannot disclose the sources. If you think this is the Syrian mineral is so important, make it part of the tithe. What is the problem? I took care of a problematic word of yours, and you are twisting the facts regarding my efforts. One way or the other, we can consider the matter closed. That was just the first item on the agenda. Competency assessment of Proctor Solomon. What gives you the right to evaluate him? Just gathering information, not making any judgment. You took part in the execution of an Administratum appointee without its appropriate permission. You allowed yourself to be captured, and you sanctioned the tithe-related decision that carries adverse consequences for the Imperium. Alright, a number of highly important court cases have accumulated at the Palace of Justice, the kind that require formal resolution. You are biased against Solomon. What is this Palace of Justice? How will the trial proceed? An execution is preferred. Okay. One of the rogue trader's many duties is to mete out justice. I agree. I think you get different rewards here based on what you choose. Palace of Justice. I mean, looks cool. The fuck is that cannon? Court Administrator. What is this place? The 9th residence of House von Valencius. Erected by the ancestor Boniface von Valencius. Are there any other such institutions? No, there's another traditional method on other planets where accused are not allowed to say a word, of course. Why would you be able to defend yourself? And executions are carried out as ordered. What kinds of cases are usually heard here? Only the most important ones. Alright, let's begin. Sister Youth. The doleful host. They came upon a group of heretics. They captured them and tortured them, of course. And she thinks the head of the astropathic choir is plotting to betray our house. Master Angelio. He represents the choir, of course. And he's saying that these ignorant people are passing on the victims' ravings as truth, and anyone will say anything under torture. Why are they putting things on the scale? Switch on all your vox. Make this quick. Ask our ship's choir master whether Master Pras of Dargonus has been known to engage in any compromising behavior. Okay. Give me details about the parties to this conflict. The host is a respectful cult of the God Emperor. The choir hardly needs an introduction, of course. The Dargonus choir took horrific casualties in the recent major warp storm. So we could say that the Ecclesiarchy is forbidden from outfitting its own army and declare the host to be in violation of this and seize all their property. What is my retinue's opinion? Sentence them both to death. Is it not excessive to execute both parties? Hold on. Okay. The situation complex requires further investigation. Impossible. I would like to hear out the parties or so. Okay, so we have to pass judgment. I love this number 4. Alright, let us see Sister Youth prove her faith. She may execute Brass if she acknowledges that the host is a minor army of the Ecclesiarchy, for indeed it is one in essence. If the sister agrees, then upon Brass's execution the doleful host will be sentenced to exile and expropriation, lest they be tempted to take up arms again. Alright, so that's the next statement. The petitioner is Cardinal Envelas. I am beset by impure thoughts, but no one believes my confessions. I've been giving away the treasures I possess, only for people to bring me more. The breaches of the Crown's expense see me as a holy man. Their delusion has been so persistent that they sent a petition to Holy Terror asking that I be made a saint. Please allow me to undergo mortal torture in his name in front of my parishioners. Am I hearing this correctly? Is the Cardinal asking to be tortured to death for his wickedness? You devise an elegant rendering of the sentence, one that will convince everyone that you are in the right and save you from being branded a saint killer. All you must do is accuse the Cardinal of intending to murder an all but canonized individual. What does my retinue have to say? Let the paradox cease, let functionality triumph. Suggestion. Use the unit Cardinal Ambulis's organic remains to construct a silver skull herald and place it in an automated chapel. The status of sainthood will be extended to the mechanism. Kibella suggests allow us to help Cardinal attain enlightenment and experience the purity of a near-death state. Undergoing our rite should make him realize it is not in his gift to sever his own thread. And Solomon suggests a candidate saint may personally challenge the sainting by petitioning the Ecclesias on Holy Terror. Put Cardinal on a ship that crosses the Moor so that he can submit his request with every formality observed. The Moor is closed. Well, I think I will go with Cabella's suggestion. The Cardinal shall undergo sacred torture in the established fashion of the blood-spun web. I expect he will reconsider his views on death in the process. Alright, last case. Lady Mollis Secundus against late Lord Mollis. And he is deceased, so he will be represented by his progeny, Agatha and Sigillus. How do you say that? How do you say that? Sigillus. I don't know. Alright, so the lady says, 8 seconds ago a man broke into my house posing as my husband. Contrary to what I know, he denies that he was killed by pirates. Instead, he perfectly survived. However, I hold here his death certificate, which clearly states that my husband passed away. I demand that his fraud be executed. Of course. Agatha. Our father did survive. He really was captured by pirates who were going to demand ransom, but the Imperial Navy managed to board the ship and rescue him. The lady arranged for a death certificate before we received the good news. While our mother is living with her new husband already, Lord Secundus, and has taken over our family business. What does Lord Mollis have to say? What does the family do? Manufacture nutritional rations. They supply the Administratum Militarum, as well as the worlds. They have no food production of their own. They cover the needs of 3 regiments and 5 worlds. With the Lord at the helm. Right, and now with her, with the lady at the helm, it's 5 regiments and 12 worlds. One might say the lady has done much better than her husband did. Well, so technically we want her because she's better. Alright, what's the retinue saying? I don't understand this. Does the lady have a paper that certifies she's alive? If not, the defendant is to be deemed dead. Alright, so and Cassia says because he was away and couldn't basically uphold his marriage, we could just void the marriage. And Solomon says if Lady is right, then her children are the imposter's accomplices and are guilty of defaming the authenticity of documents. So the heirs would face the same fate as the criminal. Let's pass these words on. The lady has confessed to bribing an administrative official and is pleading for offspring to be spared. Alright. Alright. Alright, we'll obviously go with what's best for the Protectorate. I hereby sentence the lady to a duty of exploration and development of the Protectorate's fringe worlds. Give her everything she needs to conduct her business. I expect her results to be impressive. As she's been found guilty, Lord Malice is to be deemed alive. 3 profit factor gains. Well, there you go. There you go. Somehow I didn't do the right thing here. Okay. Most useful practice. Are there no more active disputes in my domain? Bring me a few more. That is it. Cool.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Grants me insight.
The number of people entering is always greater than those of leaving it, of course.
I have proven myself yet again.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Look, over there.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Accomplished.
These books are so big.
The The Divine watches over us.
What was that? Now what the fuck is that?
I am registering
massive melter
other
weapon.
modifications made to the melter weapon. I insist on requisitioning this object for the purpose of ascertaining the permissibility of its configuration.
They would
Oh, definitely
probably
agree.
just send you to the archives, digging up records on the tech priests who installed the weapon. Do you have a decade of your life to spare, Pascal?
Do you?